sacrificing privacy for perceived security. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of misty morning, and that is it. Clean, the zing. Absolutely awesome. I hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee, hanging out, talking tech, talking video, talking photo. Today is a tech day. Not Starlink though. Today is a day that I just want to talk to you a little bit about an article that I read having to do with Google and Nest and Amazon and Ring and what is going on with these people and how our data is being given away. And given away in such a manner that there's no court order, there's no nothing, it's just simply given away, and we don't even know about it. They don't even send you information prior to doing it. Maybe after the fact, they might say, hey, we gave away your data about a month ago. Now, I do think that this is important to discuss because I do see that the majority of us are giving away our privacy for a perception of security or convenience, let's say. And it's kind of sad, and some people just don't even know about it. And it's something that we need to put out there so people can make informed decisions. And what happens with a lot of these companies like Google and Amazon and so on and so forth is they are not clear in their TOS or their terms of service exactly how things can and will go down when it comes to your data. And I think that that is a problem. And this article that I was reading over on Petapixel and then later on followed up with the original article on CNET, I think shows some of this. It depicts it. And I think discussing it is very, very important. So before I get into this, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded any of my ebooks as of yet, go check them out. Go over to JCristina.com/books. Once again, JCristina.com/books. They're 100% free. Go pick them up just for you being here. Go get them. Anyways, let's get into this a little bit. Now, in this article, once again, this was from Petapixel, but we've kind of migrated into CNET's article for a little bit more depth. Now, the article starts out by saying it was recently revealed that Ring, owned by Amazon, has handed over doorbell camera footage to law enforcement at least 11 times this year alone without the owner's permission or a search warrant. This is no subpoena. This is nothing from the court. They just handed it over because they were asked for it. Anyways, now CNET reported that Google will allow law enforcement to access data from its Nest products, or theoretically any other data you store with Google, without warrant. That is the key here. No subpoena, no court anything, no court intervention, without a warrant. Just hand it over. Now, if they will do that for Nest, how about Google Echo? Where Google Echo sits in your home all day long and listens to you and records you. Anyways, Google's TOS or Terms of Service regarding government requests for user information states this, quote, if we reasonably believe that we can prevent someone from dying or from suffering serious physical harm, we may provide information to a government agency. For example, in the case of a bomb threat or school shooting or kidnapping or suicide prevention or missing persons case. We still consider these requests in light of applicable laws and our policies. Now, a Nest spokesperson did tell CNET that, quote, the company tries to give its users notice when it provides their data under these circumstances. Google, quote, reserves the right to make emergency disclosures to law enforcement even when there is no legal requirement to do so. What? The spokesperson continues by saying, quote, a provider like Google may disclose information to law enforcement without a subpoena or a warrant if the provider in good faith believes that an emergency involving danger of death or serious physical injury to any person requires disclosure without delay of communication relating to the emergency. So they can basically, if they think that the data needs to be sent out or the information needs to be sent out, the audio, the video, whatever, they can do so. It's completely up to them in good faith. Now, what is interesting is this does not hold true with all manufacturers or brands. Yes, this is the case when it comes to Amazon, and it definitely is the case when it comes to Google, but not all brands are created equal when it comes to this. Now, CNET did receive confirmation from a few companies that basically said that we don't do this. CNET received confirmation from some of these companies like Arlo and Apple and Wise and Eufy, which is the makers of Anchor, that they would not authorize access to users' smart home camera footage unless they're shown a warrant or court order. Do you see the difference or the disparity between Google and Amazon and the rest of these companies? It's a big difference in how they treat your data. Now, CNET continued with these companies would be legally bound to provide data to the authorities if they were shown a legal document. But unlike Google and Amazon, they will not otherwise share camera footage with law enforcement, even if they had an emergency request for data. Now, bear in mind something that's interesting here is that, for example, Apple, they do not have a doorbell, but they have a HomeKit. And their HomeKit can connect cameras, just like a doorbell, right? And keep that data or send that data to you. But the difference is Apple will never share your data, number one. Number two, they can't because it is end-to-end encrypted. Apple doesn't want your data. They don't want to deal with it. You keep it. We don't want to have to comply to subpoenas. We don't want to have to do nothing. Everything is end-to-end encrypted, period. I like that idea. I think that is very powerful. This way it gives you the power instead of these entities like Google and Amazon and the rest, where they can do whatever the hell that they want. Now, after this article was written, there was a follow-up from a spokesperson over there at Google. And this is what they said. And this is just classic Google, all right? It's a quote, "If there is an ongoing emergency where getting Nest data would be critical to addressing the problem, we are, per the TOS or terms of service, allowed to send that data to authorities. To date, we have never done this, but it's important that we reserve the right to do so. We take emergency disclosure requests very seriously and have dedicated teams and strict policies in place that are designed to ensure that we provide information that can assist first responders in the event of an emergency while ensuring that we only disclose data that is reasonably necessary to avert an ongoing threat." It's always like this very legal thoughts, right? They seem to be just like some woman or man just talking over there, their spokesperson, but this is so legal. You just listen to it. It's just crazy. Now they finalize with, "To reiterate, and as we've specified in our privacy commitments, we only share video footage and audio recordings with third-party apps and services that work with our devices if you or a member of your home explicitly gives us permission, and we'll only ask for this permission in order to provide a helpful experience from approved partners, such as a home security service provider." Well, I'm glad they're giving them a helpful experience with our information. Now, they're saying that they're only going to do it with our approval, but then they backhandedly say that we reserve the right to not ask for your approval. And this is what always happens. It's always like this double speak. They say this, but they kind of mean that. They say this, and then if you boil it all down, it means that. And this is where we get into this problems. And that's why I think that this article is very important, because we need to know not only what devices are we buying, who are we buying them from, and what are they doing with the data that we are giving them by using those devices. So as I see it, this has been going on for quite some time worldwide. The majority of us are sacrificing our freedom. We are sacrificing our privacy for perceived security, for perceived protection. We see what was going on the last couple of years. We had a perception of protection, and come to find out, it wasn't so protective. right? So this has been going on for quite some time, and these companies are doing it daily. Now, I was thinking about this the other day, and we had this conversation a few months ago, and I was talking about how our phones, doesn't matter if it's Android or Apple or whatever, are listening to us all the time. Because some of the apps on there are listening to us all the time. If I was to take my phone, for example, and we're sitting here talking, and I might say, red Mustang, red Mustang, red Mustang, red Mustang. I really would like a red Mustang. A red Mustang would be great in my driveway. Siri's off. Everything is off. Phone is off. Phone is off. Before the end of the night, if I'm watching a video on YouTube, I will get a commercial, an advertisement having to do with cars, like a car ad. But 9 times out of 10, that car ad will be Ford. How is that? Obviously, these things are listening all the time and translating what you say into text so that it can database things and cross-reference and analyze and run algorithmic equations against them so they can understand what you're saying, what you're talking about. Is it something good? Is it something bad? Is it something that you want that they can advertise to? Or maybe you're saying something that they don't like, and now all of a sudden an authority is at your door. We're not there yet, but we could be. So I really do think that if you do use a Ring, for example, for a doorbell, or if you use the Google Nest or whatever you use, you might consider junking it and picking up one of these other ones, like an Arlo, right? Or maybe another camera that uses the Apple HomeKit. Apple has been like this for quite some time. They don't want your data. And that's one of the reasons that I really like them. They don't want it. They don't want to be bothered with it. They just want to keep on selling you hardware. They don't even care about software, to be honest with you. It's hardware and planned obsolescence. That is the key word, I think, or words for Apple, planned obsolescence. I give you this, and within X number of years, we won't update it anymore, and you'll have to buy another one. That's it, okay? And I'm okay with that, right? But I'm also happier with them that they don't store the information, and they do an end-to-end encryption, so we don't have to worry about this. There is no question. Now, people would be like, well, you're not a criminal. Who really cares what people are listening to? It's not the point. Because, yes, criminals don't want to use these devices because they don't want people to know what they're doing. But even just you and I just simply might not want people knowing what we're talking about. Do I really need anyone knowing that I'm looking for a red Mustang? And I'm going to report back to you guys in my next couple of videos if I did get a car commercial. And if it was a Ford car commercial, you're going to hear it here first, okay? Because it'll be ridiculous, but I do believe that will happen, all right? 100%, I do believe it. 99.99, I believe it. Anyways, guys, I hope you found this helpful. If you have, please throw this video a thumbs up. That would be awesome. Also, subscribe to the channel if you have not as of yet, and click this little bell icon over here so when I go live or when a new video comes out, you will be notified of it immediately. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools that I've invented for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. If you want to just say thank you, you can do so now by clicking a little button down there that says thank you, or even better, become a member of the channel. That's it, guys. I'm out of here for another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Love you all.